We're trying to drive action lines, and that can work in parallel with governments. If we just leave it to the governments, we're abdicating our own responsibility. So NGOs, civil society needs to step up and get engaged and push their governments and help forge consensus within the people.
Well, thank you, Jody. And I think to continue this theme from the legal and intergovernmental relations, and it's most natural towards these 4 presentations towards the end of that to come to Lou. Because on major issues, I think China has proved that there is no solution without China. and I think if we would look at the EastWest Institute's record, I think one of the great things that has happened recently is that EastWest Institute is working very actively between United States and China. And I think to hear your opinion, or how do you see from China, how we can build international cybersecurity consensus and trust?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, cybersecurity is really a new security concept with very broad implications, which will expand with the development of information technology and internet applications. China, like many other countries, is very much concerned of cybersecurity. Currently, China has more than 400 million internet users, accounting for nearly 30% of its population. This figure is above the world average. Now we see 30 million new internet users each year. In China today, the internet has become an important part of the national infrastructure, which has a strong impact on socio-economic development and people's everyday life. While enjoying the great conveniences and benefits the internet has brought about, China, like the others, faces severe cybersecurity threats. Internet-related crimes are showing a steady upward trend. In 2009, China's law enforcement authorities investigated about 48,000 cases, 37% increase than 2008. China is also under severe threat from cyber attacks and has become one of the major victims, suffering great economic losses. So the Chinese government firmly opposes cyber attacks in any form, and the Chinese laws clearly states that anyone will be held liable for hacking. One of the basic functions of the internet is to disseminate information. Therefore, I think maintaining information security should be an important part of safeguarding cybersecurity. The enormous amount of information on China's internet is mostly created by netizens through blogs, microblogs, video sharing communities, and social networking sites. These internet applications make it much easier for netizens to create content. Among millions of websites in China, more than 80% of them provide BBS service. By the end of last year, China had more than 200 million bloggers and 200 million microblogs and social networking site users. A survey by my organization, China Internet Media Research Center, shows that about 65% of Chinese internet users create information online, posting over more than 3 million articles on their blogs each day. While it's encouraging to see the increasingly diverse and rich information on the internet, Chinese parents are growingly worried about the direct harm, both physically and mentally, to the country's 130 million underage internet users, posed by illegal and harmful online information. Maintaining cybersecurity is a premise for the sound development and effective application of the internet. cybersecurity has its bearing on national security and public interests. The government should play a leading role in maintaining internet security and also encourage all stakeholders to participate in such efforts. Maintaining cybersecurity also requires the joint efforts of all nations. The internet connects us all and equally needs our cooperation to cope with problems such as cyber attacks and so on. However, I think the internet falls under jurisdiction of different sovereign nations, and the internet sovereignty of each country needs to be respected. Each country's different concerns about internet security should also be respected. The differences in cybersecurity concern arise from different national and cultural traditions. We should recognize the differences and seek mutual understanding. China advocates international cooperation on the basis of equality and mutual benefit. And China attaches importance to learning from other countries to ensure internet security and is willing to carry out more extensive international exchanges in this regard. In my view, developing countries like China are facing bigger and greater challenges on cybersecurity than developed countries, as the developed nations like the United States enjoy obvious advantages in internet technologies and cybersecurity capacity. Thus, the developed countries should offer help to the developing ones on this matter. So I firmly believe with the joint efforts and effective international cooperation, our internet will be more secure and more useful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Liu. I think it's encouraging to hear from you voices of more international cooperation and joint work in order to make the cyberspace more secure. I have a couple of questions to you, but I don't want to use the remaining 10-15 minutes, and I'll be very happy to give that opportunity to our audience. I think it's a very simple procedure. Whoever has a question or a remark is welcome to raise the hand, and I'll ask you to come up with your question. Please. Yes, the gentleman on the right here. Yeah. Please, your name, company, the question, and try to be sharp to the point. Question or remark. Thank you.
My name is Robert Miles. I'm from Texas Health Resources. We're a large healthcare consortium in Northeast Texas. As a nation that is one of the many that do have cyber laws, the reality is for the United States is that those laws have no teeth, or they are not equally applied to the population. We've had laws that dictate privacy and security in healthcare since 1996, but the first jail time for any of those laws did not occur until this year in 2010. How do you see the evolution of those laws developing when they're not applied today?
Well, thank you. Is the question to the whole panel or to a specific?
Are you talking about the U.S. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act?
HIPAA.
Pardon?
HIPAA, Health Information
HIPAA.
Protection and Information Act.
Okay, well, HIPAA was not enforced really by HHS, and now I think that, we've seen a different trend with this administration. So I think that that has been impacted by politics more than anything else. It was not ever in the responsibility of our law enforcement agencies.
Jim?
Yeah, HIPAA's